Happy National Hispanic Heritage Month. Thank you for joining us this evening at the 2020 Diversity and Inclusion Champion Awards, where we will honor three extraordinary women who embody the values of advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion in the legal profession. My name is Deborah Martin Owens, and I'm the Executive Director of the Office for Diversity and Inclusion at the New York City Bar Association. I hope you and your loved ones are healthy and safe. It's been a challenging 7 months, coupled with the uncertainty of the pandemic, social unrest, and the inability to plan for tomorrow. We have been stretched thin. This global pandemic has impacted our lives in countless ways. While the months have not been always kind, there have been some bright spots. We've learned that health is our most important treasured commodity. We learned that maybe we don't know our children all that well and that algebra still sucks. And we learned that we really do need each other and that human contact is essential. I miss my colleagues, members of the bar, and of course, my A-team, Paula McQuaid, Christina Overton, and Devanshi Shaw. The Office for D&I has had an impactful winter, spring, summer, and now fall. We've held 13 Associate Leadership Institute professional development workshops for over 90 mid-level to senior associates at the major law firms, 12 professional development programs for our diverse high school students, reaching over 800 students, and of course, our many programming offerings throughout the year. Our work is a critical lifeline to those in the profession. Our work is built on integrity and singularly focused on strengthening the skills diverse lawyers need. We are unmoved and always stay the course. Tonight, you will learn more about our wonderful honorees, Mylan Dennerstein, Sandra, Leung, and Cecilia Leung. Their stories are remarkable, and collectively they share nearly 100 years of experience in the profession. Honestly, it's our honor to honor Mylan, Sandy, and Cecilia. Thank you for this opportunity. And now I have the pleasure of introducing Sheila Boston, partner at Arnold & Porter and president of the New York City Bar Association, and more importantly, my friend. Sheila is a past honoree of this prestigious award, and we thank her for including diversity, equity, and inclusion as one of her 6 key initiatives for this first historical year of her presidency. Take it away, Sheila.
Thanks so much, Deborah. And good evening, beloved New York City Bar Association colleagues. I'm so very excited about our celebration today, and it is symbolic of that which we are declaring our association to be, the Bar of Hope. Since I assumed the role of president 4 months ago, I've been sharing with everyone that I have 6 primary areas of focus for my presidency, one of which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I am passionate about fairness and equity and being a change agent for more representation of historically underrepresented groups in the field of law. I find it frustrating, disappointing, and frankly embarrassing that the legal industry is one of the least diverse professions in the United States. The accountants and medical professionals are much more diverse than we are, and they seem to get it. Why is it that they do and we don't? Why is it that we have not yet embraced the business case, if not the moral imperative for diversity? Fact of the matter is that in addition to being the right thing to do, research demonstrates that diverse workforces are more creative and better at problem solving. So diversity is advantageous to the financial bottom line. Yet, we can't seem to figure out how to resolve this issue. And sometimes our organizations do well on the recruitment front for diverse attorneys, but then fail on the equity and inclusion aspect of the venture. In law school, we're trained to solve problems. So why has this problem of a lack of diversity, equity, and inclusion been so difficult for us to remedy? Well, we just have to keep working at it. And personally, I think that one of the key answers is coalition building. It's one of the reasons why I've always loved this particular annual City Bar event, because it's an occasion when people from all walks of life in the legal community come together to celebrate differences. This is important, as I'm a big believer that if we're going to continue to make strides in diversity, equity, and inclusion, we need to form stronger bonds and greater number of coalitions to make our efforts successful. Moreover, this just won't happen on its own. Another key to success in this endeavor is intentionality. Intentionality is required, and we can no longer afford to have good, well-meaning people who do not actively engage in this quest. It's especially true right now. given the excruciating challenges facing us, a health pandemic, an economic recession, and a national reckoning with racial injustice. And then, let's not forget, we have public officials in high places as well as the common citizenry espousing the xenophobic, homophobic, and racially divisive ideas. They're actually condemning important and necessary work, such as bias sensitivity and anti-racism training. Some are actually characterizing such work as unnecessary evil or even racist. Well, that's hogwash. We need to continue to engage in this work to heal our nation. It's an important mission of the City Bar, and that's why I'm so very proud of this institution. Empathy, understanding, intelligence, resources, time, talent, commitment. These are some of the most important factors a City Bar champion of diversity has and uses in the struggle for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the awardees whom we honor tonight have indeed employed such factors. When they were announced by the D&I Awards Selection Committee, I was elated because I actually know each of the three recipients, and I'm quite familiar with their impressive work. Of the three, I have known Mylan Dennerstein the longest, as she was my law school classmate. She's exceptionally smart and gifted, and I have enjoyed watching her shine brightly throughout her legal career, particularly with respect to her public service. Then there is Sandra Leong, who is a definite superstar in our legal community. As I'm a products liability attorney and have often represented pharmaceutical companies, I'm quite familiar with several of the diversity programs she has implemented and supported at her company, Bristol Squibb, as well as outside of her company, as she has participated in such work in several bar associations. Cecilia Leung, what can I say about her? She's an author, inclusion strategist, and mindfulness and wellness guru who has spoken on countless diversity and inclusion panels. And as her last name describes her character, she is one always ready to help another, especially junior diverse attorneys, through mentoring, educating, and I dare even say preaching. She is indeed a gem. So, I salute the selection committee for a job well done, and I am so thrilled that Mylan, Sandra, and Cecilia will be joining the annals of City Bar history with our growing list of champions of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Well done, ladies, and we celebrate you this evening. Thanks to all of you for being here with us tonight. Please stay the course, keep working hard, fighting the good fight for diversity, equity, and inclusion. We are the New York City Bar, Bar of Hope. And now we will hear from Matthew Morningstar, co-chair of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee and executive director at Morgan Stanley.
Good evening. My name is Matt Morningstar, and along with my co-chair, Robert Marchman, our secretary, Hasa Kingo, all of the members of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee of the City Bar, and our partner, Deborah Martin Owens, it is an absolute pleasure to be with you and welcome to our awards ceremony. I so wish I could be there with you and we could all be together to share in fellowship and community this evening on 44th Street. In particular, because all of us are so engaged in this fight, in this mission to make our profession more equitable, more inclusive, and more diverse. I think it's particularly poignant during these times of COVID when we can't be together, that we're reminded of this time of crisis that we're in. But of course, I don't need to remind any of you that that is the case. You are all aware of the incredible roads that we still need to walk and the journey that we are still on to make our profession more equitable. For far too long, people of color, women, LGBTQ+, and those who are disabled have fought so hard, have studied so long to be in this profession, only to see those ladders of opportunity lifted as soon as they reach for that rung. We on the Committee for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion work hard every day to change that, whether it's panels on how to become a judge, programs on allyship, in-house toolkits so that those who are in-house or in government agencies can work to make their workplace more inclusive, or a real focus on law school admissions and admitted students to ensure that those at the beginning of their profession or even before they get into the profession have the same opportunities that others have to be the best lawyer that they can be. So thank you all for coming. In particular, congratulations to our 3 honorees. We are humbled by your work and inspired by everything that you do. A quick shout out to Cecilia Loving, a former committee member and friend of ours. Congratulations, Cecilia. And to all of us, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy tonight, and tomorrow we will wake up and continue the fight. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Now, I'd like to turn your attention to something very special that we've been working on at the Office for Diversity and Inclusion, a new pipeline program for college students called the Initiative. As you watch this video, I hope you'll feel inspired that no matter how chaotic and challenging this year has been, it is possible to build something positive for our future.
The best part about it was there were so many lawyers that looked just like me. I was so thrilled, and I was like, oh my goodness, for sure, I'm going to law school for sure. This is something that I want to do.
We got to experience and learn from lawyers who were also from a diverse background. And I feel that predominantly in the legal field, that is something that we are lacking.
And one day I received a call from an immigration lawyer, and because of the program I was able to be hired at the job I am now, which is a legal assistant at an immigration law firm.
Being a part of this city bar initiative will be pivotal, and it will be monumental in helping them understand the process and guiding them to what they should be doing and how to do it.
It would be extremely important, I would say, to be part of such a beautiful program.
I don't have any legal professionals in my family. I also want to be able to break barriers for my family, my bloodline. The truth be told, you can't be an advocate for no one if you can't advocate for yourself.
The legal field is important to me because it really does encompass those facets of life. When I look at the inequities of the world, I think about how to correct those inequities. The best way is to become a lawyer in our society and fight those inequities in court.
And so I'm sure they're looking up to me and they're watching. Let's see how far Ma is gonna get. And then once they see how far I've gotten, then it's gonna empower and motivate them to wanna pursue a career in the legal profession as well.
Tonight, we are raising funds to launch this new pipeline program. You can donate right now or at any time throughout the evening. Simply get out your phone and follow these instructions. First, text 41444. Then enter BUILD 20, space, the amount of your donation, space, your name, and if you'd like a message. Your name, donation amount, and message will show up live on our donor wall for all to see. We hope you'll help us in meeting our goal of raising $50,000 to give to CUNY college students to support their need not only to apply to law school, but enter law school with the mentorship, internship experience, and insights that we all wish we had when we were applying to law school. So please donate throughout the night, and we will begin the presentation of the 2020 Diversity and Inclusion Champion Awards.
Good evening. My name is Ron Kirk, and I'm thrilled to join you all in celebrating tonight's awardees. I'm honored to represent the entire Gibson Dunn family in introducing our colleague and our friend and our diversity champion, Mylan Dennerstein. She follows in a rich tradition of Gibson Dunn lawyers who have won this prestigious award, and we are proud of her well-deserved recognition. Mylan and I met when she left Governor Cuomo's office to join Gibson Dunn in 2010. I joined the firm from the Obama administration the prior year, and we immediately bonded over our love of the law and public service. Having both worked in city, state, and federal government agencies, we had a shared kinship in our belief regarding the role of government to create a more just and fair world for all. We likewise shared an experience all too familiar for Black and minority lawyers in realizing there simply were not enough people who looked like us as we rose through the ranks of big law firms. To our good fortune, Mylan assumed the lead role throughout her career in opening doors of opportunity and paving the way for others who looked like her to follow and hopefully exceed her own footsteps. This has continued at Gibson Dunn, where she has helped our firm to ensure that we are even more diverse and inclusive. Mylan pulled together our Black partners to develop a strategy to grow the number of Black lawyers at the firm, and in just 1 year, fueled by Mylan's leadership and passion, we grew our number of Black lawyers by 60%. We've also held 30 gatherings for our Black attorneys that helped us strengthen our tight-knit community steeped in love, warmth, and support for one another. Little did Mylan know how important this familial support would be in the aftermath of our national conversation about race following George Floyd's death and this unprecedented public health crisis that continues to disproportionately impact the Black community. I'd also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the support that we've received from our firm and from our colleagues across the world. Gibson Dunn has contributed hundreds of thousands of dollars to organizations to commit social justice, including the NAACP Legal Defense and Education Fund, the Equal Justice Initiative, and the National Museum of African American History and Culture. And we're all indebted to Mylan for her role in advocating for us to do more, to use our privilege as lawyers to fight injustice and promote diversity and inclusion. Mylan understands the power and responsibility that each of us has as lawyers to stand up, speak out, and fight for those least able to do so for themselves. And that as lawyers, we are uniquely suited to be trustees of our country's freedom. This is unsurprising given her extensive track record in Governor Cuomo's administration advocating for marriage and women's equality. Mylan is not only passionate about making real the promises of our Constitution, she's matched that passion with hard work to improve the lives of women, people of color, and other disadvantaged communities. But you should also know that what makes Mylan so beloved at Gibson Dunn is not just her commitment to excellence and social justice. She's also one of the most loving and caring people with whom many of us has ever worked. With her warm smile and infectious laugh, Mylan's a natural friend and counselor to so many of us. And accepting her almost unhealthy devotion to the University of Virginia, she may be the most fun person to watch a Final Four basketball championship with, as long as you're rooting for UVA. As I close, I want to encourage each of you to model Mylan's passion and commitment to using our privilege as lawyers to make our country one of equal opportunity for all of our citizens, and to accept our responsibility as Freedom's trustees to commit to always bending that moral arc of the universe toward justice. Mylan, on behalf of all your colleagues at Gibson Dunn, congratulations on being honored as a 2020 Diversity and Inclusion Champion.
Thank you, Ambassador Kirk, for that lovely introduction, for being my friend, and for watching UVA basketball games with me, an experience as you noted. Thank you to the New York City Bar Association for this honor, being recognized as a champion of diversity and inclusion. I am so proud to accept this award from the first Black woman president of the New York City Bar in its 150-year history, Sheila Boston. Thank you to my firm, Gibson, Dunn, for supporting and fostering diversity and inclusion, and empowering me to do the same. Thank you to my terrific colleagues who always answered my calls and never hesitated to step up. It is truly a team effort. Our recruiting department and our community of Black lawyers went above and beyond, leading to tonight's award. And a special thank you to Zakiya Salim Williams, our Chief Diversity Officer, who is simply fabulous and truly remarkable. Growing our number of Black attorneys by 60% would not have been possible without you. Congratulations to my fellow honorees, Sandra Leung and Cecilia Loving. I am humbled to be recognized with both of you. Finally, thank you to my family. Without you, I would not be here. I love you. Racism is alive and real today and part of the city's and country's history, and its impact can be felt in the law. As lawyers, we cannot be silent and must strive to rid our system of justice of racial discrimination. Working together, we can drown out the voices of hate and lift up the voices that value diversity and inclusion. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, the ultimate tragedy is not the oppression and cruelty by the bad people, but the silence over that by the good people. As lawyers, we cannot afford to be good silent people. There is too much at stake. Each of us must do what we can to make our beloved city and country better. As Black Americans, my grandparents had limited opportunities, and everything they achieved involved overcoming incredible obstacles. Obstacles enshrined in our laws, such as segregation and redlining. They managed to buy a home, but unlike white veterans, my grandfather was not eligible for any assistance, despite being a World War II veteran, because the GI Bill excluded Black veterans. They taught my sister and I to work hard, get an education, and to treat people with kindness and dignity. They always said there is room for everyone at the table, and we can always make room for one more. No matter where I've worked, in government or at Gibson Dunn, I have strived to live up to my grandparents' ideals and create room for groups that traditionally do not have a seat at the table. That is what tonight is all about. We must make room for others. And we do that by speaking up in a myriad of ways, voting to name just one. Let's make sure there's room at the table for all of us and that all of us are welcome. I am so proud to be celebrating diversity and inclusion with all of you. Thank you again. Thank you for this honor.
Congratulations, Mylan. Good evening, everyone. My name is Anand Agneshwar, and I'm a lawyer at the law firm of Arnold & Porter. It is my honor, it is indeed my sheer pleasure, to introduce Sandy Leong, the General Counsel of Bristol Myers, as a 2020 Diversity and Inclusion Champion. I've known Sandy for years, and I can honestly say that I cannot think of a more deserving nominee. When I started working for Bristol Myers about a decade ago, one of the first things that stood out for me was its unique summer program. Each summer, Bristol Myers hires about 10 1L law students for summer internships, and all of them are racially diverse. These interns spend their first summer getting exposed to all aspects of an in-house law department, and they get introduced to the myriad of prestigious law firms that represent Bristol Myers and our potential employers in the future. It's a great program. What I soon learned was that this was Sandy's baby, and it is her pride and joy. These summer interns are like her children. She cares about them. She meets with them one-on-one. Her door is always open. She nurtures their career. And every year, Sandy hosts an alumni lunch at a very nice restaurant, I might add, at which summer interns from years past attend, mingle, network, and talk about their lives and their careers. It's an amazing experience that I've had the privilege of attending for the last 10 years. But what this all made me realize about Sandy was that Sandy knew the importance of networking before it became a ubiquitous word in the lexicon of associate training. She knew about the importance of sponsorship when to most of us sponsorship referred to a PBS TV series. Sandy is a natural mentor who leads by example. She is someone who has her own experience, and it's an amazing story, but also relates to the challenges faced by other diverse lawyers in this profession. And at Bristol Myers, Sandy works every day tirelessly to create a culture that encourages the development and success of diverse lawyers. Sandy is not just talking the talk. She's not just looking at numbers. You can read about her commitment in a recent Washington Post op-ed piece that she wrote. She really cares. And I can attest to this personally about Sandy's commitment to diversity and inclusion. You see, I've been leading major product liability litigation for Bristol Myers for about a decade. But when I pitched for my first case, and it was frankly a very important case for Bristol Myers, there were about a dozen other senior lawyers, very accomplished lawyers that didn't look anything like me, that the company could easily have gone with. But Sandy and her law department chose me, and it had the effect of lighting a fire in my career. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a good lawyer, and any in-house lawyer out there who needs a good product liability litigator should reach out to me, please. But by the standards of 2009, I was not necessarily the safest choice, and for that, I will always be indebted. It is my pleasure to introduce my colleague, my mentor, my friend, and a City Bar 2020 Diversity and Inclusion Champion, Sandy Leung.
Thanks, Annan, for that very kind and generous introduction, and thank you to the New York City Bar for this very special honor. I'm truly humbled by it. I also want to congratulate my fellow awardees, Mylan Dennerstein and Cecilia Leung. I am awed to be in their virtual company. Lastly, I want to thank all my friends and colleagues at Bristol Myers Squibb who share this honor with me for upholding and living the values of diversity and inclusion every day to better serve our patients. This has been an extraordinarily challenging year for all of us on so many fronts. As we face the shocking disparities in healthcare and health outcomes based on race made painfully clear by the pandemic, racial reckoning brought to the forefront as never before with the murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery, and the meteoric rise of anti-Asian harassment and violence tied to false and hateful rhetoric about the coronavirus, the work of the New York City Bar's Committee on Diversity and Inclusion is important now more than ever. Meeting with members of the interviewing committee, all smart and highly accomplished women of color, was not only fun, it really was a wonderful experience. It made clear to me that together we have the power to use this time in our history to affect sustainable change in our profession and in our communities. We need to use our platforms, whatever they might be, as individuals or institutions, to speak out against racial injustice, and we need to be very bold and very intentional. We cannot squander this opportunity. I am proud that at Bristol Myers Squibb, we are encouraging honest and uncomfortable discussions on race and racial injustice because we recognize having a truly diverse and inclusive culture is critical to our mission to discover, develop, and deliver innovative medicines that help patients. But we're going beyond discussions. Recently, we announced, among other initiatives, a commitment to double the number of Black and Latino executives in the U.S. by 50% by 2022. And through the BMS Foundation, we will train and develop 250 new racially and ethnically diverse clinical investigators who will have mentorship and training opportunities, and ultimately, they will enroll underserved patients into clinical trials. For me, I commit to use my platform to create opportunities for those who look different and who come from different backgrounds. You see, there is no precedent for someone who looks like me to be general counsel at my company. Every prior general counsel was white, male, Ivy League educated, and had been a partner at a major law firm. I am so grateful for those who took risks on me throughout my career and gave me opportunities I never dreamed I would have. So I challenge all of us to challenge the same playbooks on hiring that have been used for decades and really focus on what skills, what capabilities, and what characteristics it takes to be successful in a job, while at the same time take into account our changing demographics and the undeniable criticality of diversity and inclusion to drive good business results. Good diversity and inclusion is good business. Thank you again for this tremendous honor.
Many thanks, Sandy. I know she was shocked when she walked into the room and saw all these black and brown women in the selection committee. I feel like everyone was kind of like, what's going on in here? Where are we with this thermometer? Come on, there's still time to text 4144. We are so thrilled to be able to share this initiative with you. It's so important to invest in our New York City community with these students. Now is the time to double down on our values, the talent in our communities. It's time to double down. Thank you so much for Mylan, and thank you so much for Sandy for their beautiful speeches. And now we will hear about our next honoree from Paula Donaldson. Paula is the Executive Director of PALS, Practicing Attorneys for Law Students. Paula's work is a gift to the legal profession.
Good evening. My name is Paula Donaldson. I'm the Executive Director of PALS, the Practicing Attorneys for Law Students program. It is my sincere and great honor to introduce my dear friend and mentor, Cecilia Leung, who is being honored tonight as a Diversity and Inclusion Champion. Although I was not in the room when this specific award was created, I cannot fathom a person more deserving and more steadfast in her commitment to the values of diversity and inclusion than Cecilia. Cecilia has spent more than 40 years pounding the pavement since she first set foot on NYU's law school's campus, highlighting, pursuing, and upholding the truth that diversity and inclusion in the legal profession and in our broader New York City community is valuable, essential, and beneficial to us all. During a time when D&I was not an adopted priority, Cecilia always seized the opportunity to have challenging and difficult conversations with employers and colleagues. Today, she continues finding new, innovative, and more creative ways to inspire, enlighten, and even convert those around us who need a better understanding or appreciation of the importance of diversity and inclusion. I met Cecilia 27 years ago, just after finishing my first year of law school, when she interviewed me at a PALS mock interview workshop. Frankly, after a grueling 30-minute interview with Cecilia, she drafted a list of things for me to do, marked up my resume, and sent me on my way. I was completely spent, but in total awe of her and inspired to put in the work necessary to complete those tasks. 2 weeks later, I received a letter from her law firm for a callback interview. What a surprise that was, as I thought I was only participating in a mock interview. Cecilia then became my PALS mentor, my big sister, and later my colleague on the PALS board of directors when she served as the chair of PALS. Cecilia greatly, methodically, and discreetly impacted my opportunities, my professional development, and relationships more than anyone else in my life. During some of my most challenging times as a young professional, she became my biggest D&I champion. Cecilia often pushed me out of my comfort zone in areas from public speaking to creating my own professional opportunities and networks. And in addition, Cecilia, as many of you know, has a very holistic approach to mentoring. I can recall her convincing me to train and run my first 5K race, to attend a non-denominational church service with her, and even to accept the invitation to dinner with the man who has since become my husband of 16 years. She would always say to me, "Leap, Paula, and the net will appear," encouraging me to repeat that mantra in times of doubt and to always, always affirm my innate goodness. Although I have always considered my relationship with Cecilia a unique one, I have met so many other people that also consider Cecilia as their biggest champion and mentor too. In my humble opinion, what makes Cecilia so deserving of this award is that Cecilia lovingly infuses diversity, inclusion, and her heart into everything in her life. She brings this unique and authentic loving approach when she manages, teaches, and expresses gratitude. It's in the way she mentors, the way she worships, and the way she ministers, and the way she views people through her loving and accepting lens. She supports and fosters the good she sees in others, and when she sees a crack in someone, she helps repair it with a bandage that she then convinces you is a badge of honor. Cecilia, congratulations on being awarded the New York City Bar Association 2020 Diversity and Inclusion Champion Award. It is so well deserved. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Paula and pals, colleagues, friends, family, our fire commissioner, Daniel Nigro, who has always supported my work, and the New York City Fire Department, the city bar community, and our great committees, including but not limited to the committee awarding me as a 2020 Diversity and Inclusion Champion. To say that I am grateful for this award would be an understatement, not merely because it shines a light on what I've done, but also because it gives each one of us an opportunity to reflect on what we can do, which is use the opportunity of now to bring about positive change. We are all endowed with the power to overcome, invite, uplift, include, and yes, to change. We are all standing on the edge of something greater than ourselves, something that demands the creation of a cure, not merely for COVID-19, but for a virus of hatred, a sin of selfishness, and a poison of a racist construct planted so deeply in how we define ourselves that it has duped us all, but now gives us an opportunity to push through the pandemic by redefining who we are. Reality checks of our workforces alone demonstrate the work that must be done, because diversity and inclusion are more than just a check in the box, but are the lifeblood of what we need now to be better. The opportunity of now gives us the vision to see beyond traditions to transformations. The opportunity of now teaches us through the bravery of those on the front lines, the EMTs, medics, nurses, doctors, caretakers, firefighters, inspectors, and so many others who stare death in the face to make us safe so that we can do the work that needs to be done. The opportunity of now marches with us through the peaceful protest of change and shows us the legacy of our genius to prove that we are not merely the law. We are also the co-creators of greater things to come. We are not merely attorneys and jurists, professors and law students, paralegals and project managers, executive assistants and librarians, commissioners and managers, coordinators and directors, researchers and legislators. But we are all counsel, all stakeholders with skin in this game to right our wrongs, so that when we hear Breonna Taylor, Breonna Taylor, Breonna Taylor, we no longer suffer from fear, fragility, or frustration, because we have done our part to bring about change with truth, fairness, and justice. And as my colleague Yomi Went would say, with some hashtag loving factor. Now teaches us that the pandemic is a portal to the pure potential of better than our best. Already pushed open by the leadership of our dynamic City Bar President, Sheila Boston, by the great work of Deborah Martin Owens, Paula Mukwaya, and the rest of their team, by the light of my fellow award recipients, Mylan Dennerstein and Sandra Leong, by those who have borne the struggle and made the sacrifice of choosing to be better, like Paula and Pals, Myrtle and Marlon, and the entire Spirit Move family, by Gina, Wendy, Tamika, Michael, Yomi, Nicole, Ramla, Leah, Shonda, Stephen, Kenny, Trey, Giselle, Rebecca, Greg, Lester, Nelson, Brooke, Prentice, Dylan, Darius, Joy, and the rest of our diversity and inclusion team, all of the members of the Diversity and Inclusion Public Service Thought Leaders, as well as my committee, the Mindfulness and Well-Being in the Law Committee, and so many others each one of us dedicated to using the opportunity of now to build the ecosystem of a new day that remembers we are one. We are one. We are one. So that ultimately we can all say, well done.
Many thanks, Cecilia. I feel like I just went to church. She covered it all, folks. Join the mindfulness committee at the city bar, and you will get that spa church feeling. Thank you so much for those wonderful words, Cecilia. I just want to remind you that we are at a fundraiser slash awardees event. Get out your phone and text 41444. That's 41444. Everyone's texting me tonight. Oh, Deborah, you look great. Looking good. Great. But are you texting and giving up some money? That's what I want to know. We are right under $10,000. Let's get it to another 30,000. That would be great. Or 40. I want to take this time to thank so many wonderful people that makes this work so exciting. To our honorees, Mylan, Sandy, and Cecilia, thank you so much. To our signatories, oh my God, where would we be without you? 162 signatories now. And just in the last time that we were together for the last dinner, we have added Boyshel and Flexner, Dwayne Morris, Venable, Constant Daggy, Brooks Smith and Profite, Dunnington, Bartholomew Miller. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful ride. Thank you to all of the title sponsors, the premier sponsors. I'm so excited. The leadership sponsors and the partners that supports this office. Without you, there would be no DEI office. Thank you to all the VIPs in the room. Oh my God, there are so many judges watching us. Thank you, Judge Chen. Thank you so much for always supporting us. Thank you to Chief Judge Janet DiFiore. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Thank you to Judge Kapnick. Thank you so much. Judge Kim, Judge Kramer, Judge Mendelson, my friend. Thank you so much. And of course, my special friend, Judge Richter. Thank you so much to the judges. There's also a lot of general counsels in the house. Our special one, which is Nay Salsina, the former special counsel for the city bar, is now with Scott Stringer. Thank you so much, Nasa, for being with us this evening. And to thank you to all the DEI committees. We have 8 DEI committees. Yes, thank you so much. Oh my God, you guys are just doing it. I mean, they are just beasting out the work. So thank you so much to those DEI committees. Thank you to our other committees, our committees that do compliance and finance and litigation. Thank you to all of you for all of your hard work. Thank you to the DEI cluster chair committees. Thank you so much for all that you do. Shout out to the ALI planning committee. Oh my God, you guys. This year, we typically are like 8 sessions. We beast it out to 13. So thank you so much. You've kept over 90 associates at the firms just engaged during this time. So thank you for all your work. Thank you to the ALI fellows. I see you guys. I'm not going to shout you out because I know you're like, we don't want that, Deborah. But thank you so much to the fellows. I love you so much. This work is God's work. And I thank you so much for just riding out for this last, I think it's been 8-9 months now you guys been with me. So thank you so much. Thank you to my City Bar colleagues, all the department heads, the staff. Loxley, thank you so much for keeping it going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God. And thank you to my City Bar I said that already. Okay, I'm live, so Thank you so much to my City Bar co-executive directors of the fund. So we have Lynn Kelly at CBJC. We have Alex Papacrusto. It took me almost 2 years to say his last name. From the Vance Center. And we have Eileen Travis. Thank you so much from LAP, which is a lawyer assistance program. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my God, who else can I thank? Because when I'm thanking, the numbers is going up. Who else can I thank? Can I just thank them? The city? Thank you to the city. Thank you to Queens. I'm very happy. I'm happy to be in Queens. I'm happy to be healthy and safe. And I thank you so much. Oh, we're over 10,000. Woohoo! Okay, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. Thank you so much to my ODI team. Thank you, thank you, thank you to Paula, Devanshi, and Christina. Y'all, do y'all love this journal? That was Christina Overton. This journal is so beautiful. I said, Christina, in fact, Nate St. Victor from Morgan Stanley emailed me last night and said, this journal is beautiful. I was like, the queen, Christina, the queen, she made it. So thank you so much. If you love the journal, thank you so much to Christina for designing it. We're going up, y'all. This is all the way to go up. That's the only way we can do it. Who else can I thank? Let me look. Oh, FDNY in the house. Oh my God, y'all came in deep. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Gibson Dunn. Thank you so much. I'm telling you, that ad, if you didn't get a chance to see this ad, it's like, it's something else. So please look at this ad. Thank you so much. Thank you to BMS. Thank you for all of your support. BMS, we even had someone recently was like, I need to register. Can you help us? And of course, you were Sandy. We're going to do it. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know who else to thank. I'm looking at my list because when I thank, the numbers is going up. So let me see who else I can thank. Seth Bryan is here. Oh, Seth, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Seth is a member of the DEI committee, and he did this task force on pipeline. We have a report coming out soon. You'll be very excited to see, as well as a panel presentation next month. Very excited about that. We have so many events coming up. Please look out for our calendar. This calendar is drafted and created by Martha Harris, who's the senior director of committees. She's amazing. Please look at the calendar. She is working hard. So we need you to look at this calendar and join the City Bar and join our events. We just need you there. We need you now more than ever. Wow, we at 12,000. Okay, I'm really excited. We got another. I'm a lawyer, so I'm not really good at math. So let me think. What do we have? Like another 40,000? I feel like we should go over 50,000. We should do like 60. What do you think? I think so. Thank you so much to Maria Salenti for your gift. Thank you so much. Oh my God, my friend is here, Young Chen. Thank you so much, President of the Asian American Bar Association. We're just so excited to have you. I'm already getting texts saying, Deborah, wrap it up. Move on. Okay, we're moving on. And now we will hear from David Levine, Chair of the City Bar Fund. David is a partner in this work. David is the General Counsel for Bloomberg. He's also the chair, as I mentioned, of the City Bar Fund. We're so excited to have David. David is like, no matter night or day or night, I'll email David, I'll text David, and he's ready to be like, what do you need, Deborah? What do you need? This is the kind of partner you want in this work. So thank you so much, David.
Thanks, Deborah. You and your team are doing an incredible job, working nonstop in these turbulent times, staying optimistic, and pushing both the dialogue and critical initiatives forward. Good evening. I'm David Levine, Chair of the City Bar Fund and General Counsel of Bloomberg LP. We are a proud partner of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion and signatory to City Bar's Statement of Diversity Principles. Thank you for joining us remotely for tonight's celebration, one of my favorite events of the year. In our increasingly unstable world, I am especially grateful for the long-term, stable leadership that tonight's honorees have shown. They are not new to the cause. They have been outspoken when few were. They have led by example while others looked for excuses. Tonight, we honor individuals who have been giving us hope for a long time. I offer my heartfelt thanks to Mylan, Sandra, and Cecilia for your many contributions and continued commitment. Congratulations on tonight's well-deserved awards. Let's look to their shining examples as motivation to do better, to be more creative, to move with more urgency, and to show the steadfast leadership that is necessary to make a difference. How are we going to do this together? The innovative programs of City Bar and the Office of Diversity and Inclusion focus on strengthening the pipeline of diverse talent into the profession and making sure diverse talent excels in the profession. We need to do both of these things. We are the least racially diverse profession in the United States. This must change. With the world we live in today, we need change agents. People with legal training are uniquely qualified to deliver change. Lasting and meaningful change requires a profession that draws on the full talent of our society and that reflects our society in representation at every level of the profession. I want to focus on two programs that are the cornerstone of our ambitious goals. First, the Thurgood Marshall Summer Law Internship Program. Established in 1993, the program places diverse New York City public high school students with legal employers for the summer. This summer, we placed 27 students at law firms, corporate legal departments, nonprofits, and government agencies. Lots of summer programs for other organizations got canceled this year, but not Thurgood Marshall. Thank you for saving our program this summer. The second program I want to discuss, coming soon, The Initiative. This college pipeline program is a multi-year program aimed at creating a pipeline into law school and the practice of law for diverse, underrepresented college students. Along with LSAT and law school application preparation, the initiative will provide students with mentorship opportunities with diverse legal professionals, summer internships at law firms, corporations, government agencies, and nonprofits, and in-person and virtual academic and professional development programming. The initiative will target students who are permanent residents of New York City who attend a City University of New York undergraduate institution. Earlier, we saw an incredible video featuring 3 students who completed the Launching Your Career program, which we're building on to launch the initiative. Please generously support these programs and the central role of City Bar in making our profession and our society the best it can be. Now handing it back to Deborah.
Thanks, David. Thank you so much. Under Brett Parker's leadership, Sheila Boston's leadership, and David Levine's leadership, this office continues to thrive. So thank you so much. Thank you to Daviel and Madeline and Sharna. Thank you so much for the video. You guys were probably like, how did we do it? Hey, we did it. Oh my God, we're at 12,000. Come on, y'all. Bring out your phone. Bring out your phone. Bring out your phone. Is that a song? I'm not musically inclined. Oh my God, but thank you so much. So where are we? We have to do 41444. We have to text that out, guys. We got 2 minutes in this game. 41444. We really need your support. We need to build this. The initiative is exactly what we need to do at the City Bar, and we are going to do it with you, in partnership with you. We're so excited. We've saved on dry cleaning. I haven't worn, this is my first time wearing a dress. Come on, we have money for dry cleaning, fancy lunches we're not doing anymore, vacations. Use this money to do something good. You'll feel so much better. We're a 501c3, get a little tax deduction. That will help you. This is going to be so exciting to say, I helped build this. So please, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Where are we now? We're still at 12,000. Come on. I've been talking for a minute now. Let's get it up to 13. Let's do it. Let's get it up. Thank you so much, Sandra. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Julia Cohen. Thank you so much, Tracy Solomon Smith. Thank you. We having a year, aren't we, Miss Tracy Solomon Smith? Thank you so much. Thank you, Sheila Boston. Thank you. Thank you. Who else can I thank? I want to thank a bunch of people. Who else? Let's get this number going. Uh-oh, we went up a little bit. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carol Wasey. Carol Wasey, you're just a wonderful person. Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Where else are we at? We're just trying to move it along. Thank you so much. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I love anonymous because it's always like anonymous.
just anonymous. I love it. I guess I would be anonymous too. You know, I'm a little shy about that, but thank you so much to all the anonymous people. Thank you. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you so much. And thank you, Heidi. I'm already being told I got 30 seconds. I want to say thank you so much. Be well, many thanks, and good night. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.